Hi, YouTubers. It's Evan X video. So it's a very important video. So basically talking right now live reviews versus non-live reviews about tobacco. So obviously age restricted be the bullshit. So bullshit is bullshit. Yep, damn right, bullshit is bullshit. Not talking about bullshit. So I want to talk about right now the difference between live reviews of tobacco products versus non-live reviews. What is the difference? This mainly applies to smokable tobacco products, cigarettes, cigars, pipe tobacco, hookah, etc., vaping, and basically what is the difference? The difference is, enough dilly-dallying, is basically whether you're actually smoking the product on camera. That's the main difference. For me, for example, the majority of my tobacco reviews are considered non-live because I'm not actually smoking on camera, and unfortunately, there are some people who get really anal about that. So there are some people that really pisses them off when they don't see me actually smoking the product on camera. They're like, well, how do we really know you smoked it? You could be just making it up, that kind of bullshit. So obviously, bullshit is bullshit. So, but the bottom line is, enough talking about that kind of bullshit, is that's a non-live review. So if you're wondering Smoking SE, or you're wondering the Smoking SE, community, basically a non-live review is you just discussing the tobacco product, you talking about it, reviewing it, but not actually showing yourself smoking it. A live review is like my gas station cigar reviews in the past, from 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, etc. That's actually showing yourself smoking the cigar, pipe, cigarette, etc., and actually showing you smoking on camera and doing an entire review of you actually smoking it, or at least a partial review of you actually smoking it. The bottom line is, the main difference is whether you're actually smoking the tobacco product on camera or using the tobacco product on camera. This could apply to chew, dip, and snooze and snuff also, is whether you're actually using, the chewing tobacco, the snuff on camera or not. So a lot of people, I think the majority of people actually like to see people use the product on camera, because that way they know the person's actually not bullshitting, they're not actually bullshitting, they're actually, they actually did use the product, because unfortunately there are some reviewers who talk real smack, and kind of, just make up smack and make up crap, and unfortunately there are some people who will lie and say, oh yeah, I've tried, 500 cigarettes or 500 cigars or 500 pipe tobaccos, and in fact they're just blowing smoke, they're just making up crap, so making up shit. So I think that's why a lot of people like to see people actually review the product on camera, so they know for a fact that it's actually legitimate, and also it shows them how they're smoking on camera. Unfortunately with me, because a lot of people have gone really anal about this with me, and have really really gotten kind of irritated with me about this, that the majority of my tobacco reviews are non-live. People are like, well, how do we know you're actually smoking it, or how do we actually know you're not just talking smack, that kind of crap, this kind of crap? And the answer is, unfortunately, because at my parents' house, I lived in my parents' house for many years, and they have a policy, obviously my parents have said, we don't want you smoking in the house. That's cut and dry. And now I live in my apartment, and at my apartment there's a strict no smoking indoors. The only place you can smoke is in a designated smoking area on the property, and unfortunately, I've really never had a place where I can really, I kind of have like the garage in my parents' house, but 5 days a week I'm at my apartment. So that's why if you're wondering, that's why the majority of my tobacco reviews, especially in the last couple of years, have been non-live, is because I can't just, go out with my phone and show myself, smoking in the smoking area. It's really weird, and there are people who get really, really irritated by it, and unfortunately there are people who get really fucking pissed off and say, like, well, it's not considered a review if you're actually not smoking on camera, in order to be considered a review, a fucking review, you have to be smoking on camera, you have to be smoking the fucking cigar or the fucking pipe, and I try to, tell people I don't really have any good place to smoke. I can't smoke indoors. I can't smoke inside of my apartment. I can't smoke inside of my parents' house. So I know people get really, fucking pissy about it, because they actually like to see people smoke, and unfortunately and I think part of the reason is there are a lot of cigar reviewers or cigarette reviewers, especially people in the cigarette community. People are kind of used to seeing people smoke. When you used to watch people like Shitty Joe back in the day, people like Dan Real Cig Review back in the day, people would expect to see the person smoking on camera because that's the whole damn point. Or like for example like Brian Glenn, CigarObsession.com, Cigar Vixen, etc., TNT Cigar Reviews. Those people actually smoke on camera, and that's because they have a good place to smoke. And unfortunately, I don't have any good place to smoke. So that's the answer why the majority of my reviews are considered non-live, and that's the difference between a live review and a non-live review, is whether or not you're actually using or smoking the product on camera. But just so you guys know, so you can kind of clear up some of the bullshit, every one of my reviews is legitimate. I'm not making stuff up. I'm not talking smack, making up crap, Every one of my cigar reviews I've actually smoked. Even if I haven't smoked it on camera and shown you guys me smoking it, I'm not, making up shit or making up bullshit. So I'm not, making up false reviews just to get a lot of views. So unfortunately, there are some people on YouTube, some tobacco reviewers who are false and who do lie and who do exaggerate just to get views, and those people are really bad. So anyway, I'm talking about that kind of crap. So anyway, that's the difference. Bye. Pretty fucking cool.